Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a new This Is Us discussion. We have a really big episode 6, entitled Birth Mother, coming to NBC on Tuesday.
Yep, it's all about Laurel, guys. We are finally going to get some more answers. We got a couple answers on this last episode. We know that she is dead, but she didn't die when William thought she did.
And with that, we are going to dive into a lot of different ideas and theories as to where this episode is going. We have watched the promo a number of times. We've looked at some other details that are out there. So consider this everything you sort of need to know entering an episode where a lot of great unknowns hopefully are just going to be finally checked off and we don't have to drive ourselves crazy with them anymore.
Yeah, and I'm really actually excited about this episode because I want to just know this stuff. I was worried they were going to drag out everything with Randall's birth mother through this whole season. I was really glad when they said, no, we're going to get answers pretty early on so we can kind of move back into maybe some stuff about Rebecca, because I would like to know what's going on over there.
Well, this will be our opportunity for all of it. NBC is hyping this up as an extraordinary episode.
Yep.
I've seen it in their promos, so we got a lot to look forward to. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, because as soon as this episode is done, we're going to be back here on the channel breaking it all down. We'll tell you if it's exceptional or not. Promo guy, you don't speak for us yet.
Yeah, for sure. Subscribe to the channel, because not only are we going to have reviews here, but we're going to have more videos like this where we're talking about what will be coming up, plus sort of just some theory discussion. And you guys know how much we love talking with you guys in the comments. So for sure, hit that subscribe. And also, if you want to follow us over on Instagram, we're at Matt and Jess TV, where you can get some pictures of us and of our little family here.
Yeah, this is Coco's duty for all these things. She's just look at the cute dog while we talk about the Instagram. Now she's on the floor. You've done your job.
Okay, so one thing in this promo that we talked a little bit about in this last episode, which is kind of sort of mirroring it right now. We don't have any answers on it, but we saw Randall speaking to Hai where he said he wanted to meet. Yeah. So we were thinking this is a little bit strange. We are in a health crisis. The show is in a health crisis. Hai's got to be in his 60s, so he's probably a senior. There's no talk of vaccination yet. There's no talk of getting tests. Just, hey, we want to come see you. My door is open. Come on in, sort of thing. So in this promo, we see them all sitting together and talking.
Yeah, you've got Randall, Beth, and Hai, and I don't know where Randall and Beth's kids are. Maybe they're back home, someone's looking after them, or something like that. I don't know if you're going to be really able to have a big family vacation in a time like this. I hope even if they just have a little line in there about, oh, did you guys get tested? Yes, we're okay, we're safe, all right.
Yeah, I would like something like that. We mentioned this in the last video too, but there are YouTubers like Chris Clemens who are out there who, when he is doing collabs with other YouTubers, which is pretty rare, he's going and getting tested, and so is the other person. So if they just put some sort of line in there that, oh yeah, here's our test, we're negative, we're good, and Hai's like, yeah, us too, that, it's all good. And then maybe if they're gonna have the health crisis in this show, then they need to show that they're all kind of being responsible about it.
And yeah, and Randall's a responsible person. And
yeah,
Beth is a responsible person.
Yes.
We don't know Hai all that well, but I would like to think that he would be. This episode structurally, I'm sort of reaching based on a couple of things in the preview, but my guess is that we'll see sort of Hai in this role of narrator where he'll tell Randall some stuff about Laurel, his mother, and then we're going to use that information to sort of flash back so we can actually see some of these scenes of Laurel and kind of figure out her journey.
So up to this point, all we really know is that there's a picture of Hai and Laurel together where they're kind of hugging each other, right? So this preview then shows further that they were in a relationship.
Yeah, clearly they were in a relationship. They had love for each other. We had speculated in that photo, was Laurel pregnant with Hai? We have seen a young girl who seems to be maybe Hai's granddaughter.
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable to suggest maybe Hai and Laurel, they had a kid, and then that kid ended up having this granddaughter who Hai was speaking to. It's at least out there as a possibility.
Yeah, and I mean, personally, I'm really excited about the idea of bringing in a half sibling for Randall. I mean, that's not always something that's shown on TV. And as someone that has two half brothers, I would love to see something like that. And this show is perfect for that because it's all about different family dynamics and sort of bringing in half siblings and stuff like that. I would love to see that.
The big question that this promo raises, and it's something that we have all been wondering for pretty much ever since we learned that Laurel was alive, or at least made it through when we thought she died, is why didn't she look for Randall? Like, what was going on there that she was just moving forward with her own life? Because it never really charted to me.
No, it didn't really make sense to me either. And I mean, they said in the last episode that William didn't know that she was still alive. So why didn't she ever reach out to him? Why didn't she ever look for Randall, like, just in that moment after she OD'd? Like, why wasn't there any sort of reaching out to anybody?
And, you know, we still don't have any answers, but we do see in the promo her asking and imploring to know where her baby is, and so clearly, you know, this isn't something that she just forgets about. Like, it's on her mind, and I think we even saw at one point a little bit later on from the immediate aftermath of what happened where she's still kind of talking about it. So this isn't something she just forgets about.
No, so the theories of maybe she has some sort of memory loss from ODing, that doesn't seem to be the case. It feels like that's squashed at this point. But in this promo, we do see her in the hospital, and we do see police coming in.
And there were police there at the time in which she did OD, and I think once we sort of map a little bit of that out, I think it's reasonable to think that maybe something happens to Laurel on the other side of all of this, where she ends up having to serve time. Like at the very, very end of the promo, we see her wearing something that it could be a prison jumpsuit, it could be something else.
It's hard to know because it's sort of like a half shoulder headshot where she's got like an orange shirt with a collar, but she could just be wearing an orange shirt with a collar. But because it is sort of, you know, mirrored with what's going on where these police come into her hotel, to her hospital room,
Yeah.
and then we see this at the end, it could be a situation where maybe she's not allowed to reach out to Randall or William or anybody. But I mean, if she is being brought into prison or there's some sort of charges, I mean, is it possible then that there's some sort of like you're not allowed to get in touch with your baby, that there's, you know, child protective services have come in some point? But if that's the case, then I feel like the Pearsons might know something like that.
And that's where all of this gets kind of so complicated because, you know, you would presume that there might be records that Randall could be able to look through or figure out something like this. But, you know, it's not unreasonable to think that Laurel ends up being in prison, if she is in prison, for far longer than she really ever needs to be, because, you know, we're still seeing this now, that black men and black women are unfairly treated by the justice system, and it's possible that she is put away for just a long, ridiculous amount of time, where by the time she gets out, you don't know where she's at psychologically. She may not know where to look for Randall. Even if she doesn't go to prison, she doesn't know where this baby is. Maybe she can't find William Hill. He's also got a pretty common name that probably makes it harder to search for him.
Yeah, I mean, she may have looked and just there may not have been enough. William Hill, very common name. I knew a Bill Hill growing up. I mean, this is a very common name. She just may have lost contact. He just may be gone. And she didn't know where her baby went. She doesn't know his name. She just knows the day he was born. I mean, it may not be enough information to find him. Maybe she tried.
Yeah, and she might have tried, and it might be a situation where if she does go to prison, she gets out eventually, she tries to look for him, she can't find him anywhere, and eventually maybe she just decides, I'm going to go down to Louisiana, maybe I have family there or something else, I'm going to start over. She meets Hai, she doesn't forget about Randall, but at the same time, she's just sort of like, I've been through so much, I deserve to still try to find a way to live a life from here.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like obviously she didn't forget. She told Hi about William Hill, about that she had a baby, but there's not other information, even sort of from this promo. There's not much given in it about what she sort of like was doing about trying to get to Randall again. We just saw Randall sort of at the end of it, like just bawling. So he's getting answers, and we're going to get answers too.
Thankfully, it's about time. And
Yeah.
we know that Laurel died, I think, around 5 years ago. And maybe that's sort of not a coincidence in terms of timing where, there's all this sort of like Ancestry.com and
Yep.
all these things to search for family now. And there were still 5 years ago. I'm not going to pretend like there wasn't. But, at that point, maybe she had tried to put some feelers out, but maybe the technology wasn't there. Maybe it just wasn't able to work out for her at that point. But I'm so glad we're going to get information soon. I really do think this is going to be a great episode.
Yeah, and I mean, I was worried that Laurel was actually still going to be alive and that it was going to really like just break Randall apart or take away from what is going on with his mom, Rebecca. I mean, I didn't want to see him sort of getting pulled apart as much as he is. He's gone through a lot. Him and Kevin are starting to make some inroads back into their relationship, which is good, but he has been dealing with that and everything that's been going on with his mom. He has lost his dad. It's been a while, but still. But then he's also lost William. To also have then this birth mom coming back in, I think it was just going to be way too overwhelming, even for us as audience members. I think it was just gonna be too much.
Yeah, I understand and appreciate why they've done what they've done. I just hope the story lives up to our expectations. Luckily, we will find out very soon. But, for now, what do you guys think This Is Us is going to show us? How do you think Laurel's story is going to play out in a way that sort of makes sense, where we understand why she never found Randall? Let us know in the comments. And if you do like this video, subscribe, give us a like, and support us further by checking those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.